evening. This is Monday, March 26th. It is now 6:07 p.m. I'll call the Auburn Board of Health meeting to order. Reviewing the agenda, anything to add or remove?
So we're going to hold the minutes till the next meeting.
Okay. And moving along, we're going to open the hearing. This purpose for this hearing is for the board to hear evidence concerning dog or dogs at 14 Preston Street in regards to a neighborhood complaint of nuisance dogs, and to make determination as to, if any, actions that may need to be taken in regards to these dogs. At this time, I would like to...
Excuse me, just as a matter of order. You're opening the hearing, if you just want to vote on that.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. I second the vote. Make a motion to open the hearing.
Second, and
All in favor?
thank you.
Thank you.
Any opposed?
Nay.
Nay. Okay. As I was stating, and I apologize for not making mention to this earlier to Darlene and Ms. Comtois here, I am a resident of the neighborhood, and I have previously walked down the street past the house in question. So I do have I'm coming into the hearing with preconceived opinions in regards to this matter. So based on that, as a rule of order, I will need to recuse myself as a voting member on this situation. Whereas we are down one board member, again, I apologize for having you folks come out tonight. We do not have a quorum to continue this hearing.
So if, with that notification, what we can do is, since you have opened the hearing, Steve, we can continue the meeting until a date in the future. I believe we have a tentative date that we were going to look at, a couple of dates. We would just need to verify that all three board members could actually be at that meeting.
Or at least Mr. Addison. Yeah.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah. So with, in order to have a quorum, we would need to have 2 out of the 3 members if you are going to recuse yourself, as you've stated.
So at this time, entertain, if you would, a motion.
I make a motion to postpone, continue the hearing till a quorum.
And I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
Nay.
Thank you.
So we will, what we can do is, we had talked about some meeting dates. The next meeting dates would possibly be, we meet typically the 2nd and the 4th Mondays of the month. We can verify that we will have 3 board members for that meeting, so we will have a quorum that can vote, so either April 9th or April 23rd. Before we actually schedule that date, I just want to verify that we can actually have the board members present, because obviously Mr. Otteson had an emergency today.
Right.
Does the board have any, do you know about the dates as of yet?
As far as that date, those dates are fine to me.
Okay. All right. So we'll,
You just contact
we'll have
Mr.
Paula,
Addison and
we'll have Paula
try to
contact the
reschedule this.
board, and we'll prepare the
I have a sign-in sheet. If everyone can sign in, please put your contact information. You'll be contacted for the continuation. It will be a publicly posted hearing again, but all of you that are here tonight will be contacted.
So are you still having a meeting?
Yes.
Okay. I'll just
Yep,
leave
we're
it
just,
alone. Okay.
Thank you.
we'll contact you, Rich. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
So while that sign-in sheet's going around, if you can just make sure that gets back to Eileen, and we will be in touch with all the members and the people who had submitted the petition.
And you can put phone numbers or emails, whichever your preferred contact is.
And that's it?
I'm afraid so. Again, my apologies, but
Have a good night.
thank you. All right. Anything else for...
I don't think
So,
that should
okay.
be all
We'll just
that
get in
we
touch
have.
with them and when we can confirm.
Absolutely, yep. So
All
we'll
right.
get another date scheduled as quickly as we can.
As soon as we can.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
498.
So as far as the updates for you this evening, we just have a couple of quick updates that we can go through. I know that the animal control officer has scheduled a rabies clinic, so we're happy about that. She's been doing the clinics for several years now. They've been increasingly becoming more popular, and I think she has a flyer for you.
So it's scheduled for Saturday, May 5th, Cinco de Mayo, here at Town Hall in the parking lot. Second Chance Animal Services will be coming again with their mobile unit.
I'm gonna ask.
They service cats and dogs. Rabies vaccines, distemper vaccines, and microchips at a low-cost rate for people. And it's open to everybody, not just Auburn citizens. So if there are other people in the area that can benefit from their services, we definitely encourage them to stop by. And again, it's 10 a.m. to 12 noon here in the parking
You're
lot.
not separating cats, dogs, just
So,
everyone come all at once?
Everybody
and-
comes at the same time.
Okay.
They
And you're
are
physically separating
They're
into
serviced in
lines.
different areas.
Yeah.
Cats go inside the mobile unit.
Yeah.
Dogs typically will be serviced outside.
Hi.
If you just
Can I- oh, okay,
wait just a moment, please.
So dogs are usually serviced outside of the unit unless for some reason they need to go inside of the mobile unit.
Okay.
So it's been a very successful event. As Amy stated, she does have a veterinary clinic come. The cost of those vaccines and microchipping is considerably less than people would normally pay at the vet. So it's really a nice option to be able to get your pet the services that they need, and then obviously once the dogs are vaccinated, they can then be licensed. So
And we will, I will be offering licensing that day because typically dog licensing isn't available on a Saturday.
Okay.
So we will be doing that while the clinic is going on. So if for any reason somebody couldn't license their dog because they had an expired rabies vaccine, they can get it all done in one shot.
Very
They can
good.
get their vaccine and then head over and get their license the same day.
Thank you.
I think somebody in the audience
Oh.
had a question.
Is we okay to go? We just want to leave you.
No, you're all
Yes,
set.
absolutely.
Okay.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
So we also have the solid waste. Just wanted to keep you updated on this. The Waste Reduction Enforcement Coordinator has been making great progress out in the field. She is been able to identify the people that are repeat offenders per se, and we've sent out notifications to those residents that were continually seeing the same type of problems. So we are moving forward to try to bring people in compliance again. We always want to lead with education, but at some point you can't expend our town resources, especially this being a grant-funded position, on people that are not changing the behavior. So we do have a recycling regulation in place, and we do have solid waste rules and regulations. So again, we educate and explain what people need to do to come into compliance, explain the behavior that's not allowed, and show people what they need to be doing, and give people a chance to come into compliance. So some enforcement letters have gone out, but I think she's already seen a lot of progress. Eileen goes out into the field as well with her, and I think that it's been received very positively. So that's a good thing. Central Mass Mosquito Control, they are actually starting the program. So we were about this time every year in the spring, they notify us when the program is officially starting. So they have sent that out. So you will start to see Central Mass Mosquito Control with routine notifications. The emergency preparedness update, we have an emergency dispensing site. As you know, we had the drill in December, where we exercised a practice EDS setup. And since that time, our planner that we work with has identified some areas that we could use some improvement on. So she has been in contact with us, and I know that if there's any signage or anything that we need to order, we're working closely with her. Anything that I'm missing on that end?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so,
Could you forward me that recommendation, not the whole report, but just what
Sure.
the recommendations are?
yeah,
We
absolutely.
don't have it yet.
Oh, okay,
Yep.
okay.
Yeah, when we get it.
I'm hoping it's not too long of a list.
Yep. I don't think it is.
No, we actually got the list of what we did, and I certainly can forward that to you, and it kind of details each site as it went along.
Right.
So the recommendations are basically to try to be in conformity with the other cities and towns in the state, is to have the same type of signage at each interval. So they want the signage to read triage, and we didn't have.
Hi.
Right.
This is the Board of Health meeting, sir.
And that's concerning the dog?
Uh,
Or is that over?
That's been
Continued.
continued to the next meeting.
Oh,
If you'd like to sign in and
There's
put
been
your
no- there's been no
information,
determination
we can
there.
when was
contact
that decision?
you right now.
There's no decision. It's been continued.
Just now, they just left. So you want to sign?
Oh, I see. So they came, there was something presented, there was some discussion, then it was decided to
No,
continue?
sir.
Never got that.
No,
Didn't get that far.
no.
Get that far.
So everybody showed up and learned it was continued. Got it.
So there's different things of signage that we may need. We may need additional like stanchions. Basically, that's probably
Okay.
it. Like deciding on size of an event, whether we would discontinue a couple of the areas that we would go should the event be bigger. Notification, them are the kind of things that she's going to list. But I already do have the detailed list of what we did do,
Oh, good.
and I'll forward that along to you.
Thank you.
Just heard about it this morning. Got home. My wife was the person who observed things, but she's just recovering from surgery, so she just dictated a letter to me. So I'm sorry if I seemed impatient or out of breath.
No
No problem.
We
You will
will
be
contact
notified.
you when we'll
All right.
continue the hearing.
And as far as the email goes, should I just send that to the dog officer?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for telling me about it.
You're welcome.
Have a good evening.
You too.
You as well.
So the flu season, wanted to let you know this is actually the time of year that we order flu vaccine. So we are looking at what we ordered for last year. So this is going to be vaccine. Typically, we get vaccine from both the state, Mass Department of Public Health, and we do a private pay order. The state has restrictions on who the vaccine can be administered to. Typically,
Other people have seen the dog too.
it is.
Warren. Sorry.
The vaccine has restrictions under the Mass Department of Public Health guidelines, and so obviously we have to follow those. In the past, the vaccine for the state, we haven't used all of what we've ordered. So over the past couple of years, we have actually reduced that that number so that we're not taking vaccine, that we're not utilizing all of it. And on the flip side, for the private pay vaccine, the board has been supportive to continue with flu clinics to the public. Those vaccine clinics, we typically will do the seniors. We always do the senior center first. We do protection for the employees, so that if you have a strong, a strong workforce, you have continuity of operations. Your people essentially are vaccinated against the flu. Hopefully they don't get sick, and everything operates the way it should. So right now we are looking at the flu vaccine order, placing that order. Obviously I know the board has asked about flu vaccine in the past, wanted to just make sure you knew this was the time of year that we actually placed the order. So we will be placing the order. I think it's actually by the end of the week. And we'll be ordering private pay vaccine to be able to continue on with our clinics. Obviously with the private pay, you don't have the restrictions that, the state has certain restrictions on their vaccine, which is understandable. When you do the private pay, you don't have as many restrictions on it. The office update, just wanted to let you know that the town manager and administration has started a leadership academy. You may have seen this advertised. It actually started last Thursday, was the kickoff. So it's 10 weeks of a citizens leadership academy, and it's basically each week is focused on a different area of town government. So last week was the town manager's office, and explanation about how an overview of local government and the town of Auburn's charter and how we operate, and what's happened over the past several years. The finance department presented a really great explanation of how money comes into the town through property taxes, excise tax, all the fees involved, how the assessor's office and the tax collector's office work together. So it was really a great introduction. I wanted to let you know this just because we do have a full class. I believe there are 17 participants, and it was basically sold out. It's not a fee to take the academy, but there were that many people interested, so it was very exciting. The Board of Health and the Department of Development and Inspectional Services as a whole, our piece will actually be on April 26th. So we will be presenting along with the other departments within DDIS. And on May 3rd, we actually will have Animal Control will be doing a tour of the kennel and the kennel renovations, along with solid waste piece of that as well. So I just wanted to let you know the two dates that we are going to be covering for that time. So it's interesting. It's the first time we're doing it. I know police and fire have done academies of some sorts in the past, and they've been very successful. So we will be offering that in the next couple of weeks. As far as any other updates, Eileen, do you have any updates?
The Business Expo. We're doing the Business Expo. It's a health and business expo tomorrow from 4 to 7. The Chamber of Commerce is running it at the Auburn Elks. Carolyn did it with me last year.
Yes, that's right.
Tomorrow we're doing recycling. We're doing what happens to your plastic film and plastic bags when they're recycled on one side. The other side is contaminated food packaging, what not to recycle if food is in it, and what the oil contamination does. So we're going to do both things on recycle this year.
What time is that tomorrow?
4 to 7 at the Auburn Elks.
It's a really nice,
It is, yeah.
you know, there's a lot of businesses there, and there's a lot of educational
Yeah.
information. There's a lot of like nice little freebies and
Yeah.
just good pamphlets, and it's just a nice time to be able to connect with a lot of businesses that
It's,
we
yeah,
have
it's
in
a nice
Auburn.
way to get information out in a nice relaxed atmosphere. And
So we do have a communicable disease report from the public health nurse.
Okay. This is for the last month
I believe the
or quarter?
dates are right here. So this is going to be report time. That's going to be for
February?
February. Yes, sir.
Okay, so it's a
Yep.
Yeah.
a monthly. Okay.
I'm sorry, usually the dates are, the start and the stop are
Right,
up top.
right, that's
Sometimes
okay.
they're, it depends on how you print the report,
Yeah.
so. Okay. And, Amy, do you have anything further?
Just as one other update for dog licensing, just so people are aware that this is the last week to license within the time period, the licensing application period. As of next Monday, anybody that is not licensed, their dog that hasn't renewed their license yet, their dog will be considered unlicensed. There is now a 30-day grace period, so it has actually been reduced from a 90-day grace period to 30 days. So owners still have 1 month to license without any late fees, but beginning in May, they will have to pay an additional $10.
Okay. So
The amount has stayed the same, it's just the grace period between when they're charged that late fee has been reduced.
was that a state move or is that something the selectmen?
That was a local.
It was town meeting,
Okay,
town
town
meeting
meeting.
vote, yep.
Okay.
The grace period is something not within Mass General Law.
Okay.
So it's something that the town
I see.
provides people to give them a little bit of a break.
So they have 37 days.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I don't think I have,
did you get to the food part?
yeah, that's what I asked you if you had
Oh, I
anything.
think, I thought that was in a separate.
Yeah.
So I do have for the food, you've met Jordan, she's on board, and she's actually doing full food establishments now. She's done all of the retail, all of the small breakfast, all of the Dunkin' Donuts and gas stations. So it's March, I did our halfway, because we go from January to June for our percentage numbers, and we are at the halfway point, and we actually are already at 62%, and we still have another 3 months to end it. So we're ahead of schedule, because in the training phase, she really, you know, that's what she's focusing on. She is doing a very good job, and I'm going to be very hopeful. I think that we may meet the 100% by June 30th for the first half of the year.
Right.
So I think the program that we put in place, and unfortunately having to switch inspectors, put a little delay on it, but we are right back on target of where we wanted to be when we talked about it last year.
Wonderful. Congratulations.
Yeah.
It's always a work in progress, and Eileen has been doing a
It's
great
hard
job.
bringing in
Little
a new
boring,
person.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
is. It's always a
And that-
learning curve, you know, for
That effort
training.
for training
Yep.
takes your production down,
Yeah.
but it's nice to get going full speed again.
Yes.
And she's doing a great job, she really is.
She's doing a great job.
Good.
She's very well received out in the community, and
Yeah. Good.
So I don't think I have anything, any other updates,
Okay.
unless you have any questions for me.
No. Looking at next meetings, Carolyn, anything?
No, was this just for our information? about
Yeah,
the-
that's just an
yeah,
FYI.
yeah.
Usually I have, you know, any of the correspondence.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay. So the next scheduled meeting's April 9th and 23rd.
Right, those are just the dates we typically, you know,
Right.
and what we can do is, that works out to be the 2nd and the 4th Mondays of the month. We typically have the room booked for the 2nd and the 4th. So what we'll do is we'll have Paula, we'll have her reach out tomorrow and see if we can coordinate from the board, you know, what date is better. You know, is the 9th and the 23rd both okay, but we definitely have to get, you know, that we've continued the dog hearing,
Right,
so we want to get that.
I'd really like to see that get done as soon as possible.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. Now, in the past, you know, if either one of those dates doesn't work, we can obviously go off a normal Monday to another night. So keep that in mind. I mean, don't be afraid if you have another date that may work. We
Yeah.
can certainly
Yeah.
say, you know, we just have to,
Yeah.
on our end, when you tell us the dates, we just have to make sure there's room availability.
I would like to see if you and Eric are both available to have the hearing on the 9th. I am available for both weeks.
Okay.
And even if you have nothing else, at least we can get the hearing done to resolve this issue.
Sure. Yep. Yep.
So, you know, again,
Okay. So we will, we'll get that,
touch base with Eric.
yeah,
and
absolutely.
Make sure that,
We'll get something going for tomorrow, and we'll have that sent out.
okay.
All
And
right?
if there's, for any reason that he cannot make either the 9th or the 23rd, I don't know how you feel
Yeah,
about
just-
maybe just making a special
Yeah, that'd be
hearing
fine.
just to try to
Yeah,
resolve this
yeah, we
in
can,
April.
like Paula, we can kind of
Yeah.
negotiate some
Yeah.
dates.
Is there any day that's, any day of the week that's better for either one of you?
I'm trying to schedule Mondays off,
Okay.
so Mondays should be my better days.
Okay.
Mondays are usually pretty good.
Yeah.
It can vary,
Absolutely.
yeah, for me a little bit.
Okay.
yeah.
All right. We'll take care of that.
Very good.
All
thank
right,
you.
awesome.
And if there's anything else, I'll entertain a motion to,
Make a motion to adjourn?
I'll second that. All in favor? Aye. Any
Aye.
opposed?
Great.
Thank you.